Welcome back, everybody. As you can see here, my string broke. So this morning when I went to open up my guitar case, this is how I found it. These strings were kind of old anyway, so it was bound to happen at some point. So I'll make sure to get as many close-ups as I can. I figured I'd make a video about how I go about changing my strings. Might as well, right? So let's get started. Okay, so usually what I do is, obviously I hold my guitar like this. I put it between my legs right here. I put it on my feet so that the bottom of the guitar isn't touching the ground, right? Okay, so here's my close-up of removing the first string. So you'll see I have this extra string right here. Now I'll unwind it a couple of times. I won't unwind it while the guitar's on my lap like this. I'll put it in between my legs like I showed you earlier, and I'll unwind it. It's quicker that way. You have easier access to the tuning peg. But that should be enough. Just one time through. Oh, all right. One full rotation, or however you want to call it. Okay, so we're back here. So what I do is when I put my string in this tuning machine, I'll put the string in through. I'll pull it out down, right? And then and I'm going to show you how to do this later. I'll put the string back in. I'll put it this way through where my pinky's going. I'll pull it up, and then I'll put it through the hole again. And I do it twice, so a total of 3 times. And I'll do it again. And again, you're going to see how that works a little bit later. But when I remove the string, this makes it easy for me to remove the string without having to use a tuning winder. So I just push this down. See, it's going. Hopefully you can even see that. I can't tell. And then that creates a little loop. Right. Hopefully you can see that. No, I'm on the wrong. Right there. There we go. Right there. And then I just grab that. I pull it. So now it looks like this. Okay, so now I have all this extra stuff. So now, come back around. And I basically do that again. So now it's just longer. So here it is. Hey. And then I push it through again. Oh, can I? I may have to unwind it some more. Let's see. Yeah, I'll have to unwind it some more just to loosen up the tension. And maybe I'll do it from the bottom. So now I'm going to push this down. So now I'm going to push it up. Oh yeah, I think I can get it. Hopefully it catches all of this on camera. And there it is. Pulled it out, okay? Now it's still in the machine, so I'm going to do it a 3rd time, because I do it 3 times for the first string. See if I can do it this way. There it is. Okay, so there it is, right here. So now I'm going to turn the guitar back around. Okay, and then I just push it through. And see how it's getting really loose now? Now I don't have to do any more unwinding. That. And now, it's all done. So now we have this part of the guitar, and I think I showed you, well, I already did the 3rd string, but I'm going to do the 1st string too. I mean, I already explained it through the video, my video tutorial, but I'll do it again. So here's what it looks like. You just pull this part of the string up, and then you grab the string and you just pull it out that way. The other way you could do it is by unwinding this part like this. I'll show you. Just like that. And you're done. Okay, and there's the 1st string. And then you just take it out like that. Alright? And you just wind it up and toss it. And again, I do this just to kind of keep things nice and tidy. That's enough. Okay. These are the strings I use. Savres Alliance 540J is the name of the number, and then the number changes, the last number changes based on the string. So that's first string, 542 is second, 543 is the third string. But these are my strings of preference for sure, okay? So I put the end with the blue tip. That's the tip that's gonna go on the guitar right here, all right? So let me show you. Hopefully this works out, guys. So I just put it. Now, the first string, it won't really matter, but if you were to bend the string just up a little bit, give it a little bit of a contour like that, it'll make it, I can't see because my phone holder is blocking the middle of the screen for the tripod, okay. This won't matter for the first string or the second string, or maybe even the third and the fourth string, but definitely the fifth and the sixth string. This will allow you to put the string through without any sort of fuss. But I go from this end, I stick it in, like so. All right, there it is, just like that, okay? Now, here's how I do it, okay? I make sure I have some excess here. Here's my excess. I'm gonna wrap around, oh, okay. I'm gonna wrap the string around itself. Now, keep in mind of where my body is in relation to the guitar. It might come out, it might be confusing based on your view and how you're watching it, but everything I'm gonna tell you is based on where you would be sitting in relation to the guitar, okay? So, this part of the string, you're gonna put it, you're gonna move it in a direction away from yourself in this way. Because remember, I'm over here. I'm over in this direction, over here. So away and around. So now you have this. So now you have this. Okay? Now this part of the string is going to go, hopefully you can see that, is gonna go over and under the string right here. And you're gonna do it 3 times. Over and under, over and under, over and under. All right? So I'm gonna go over and under. Now I grab that part where the strings intersect, and I do it again. Over and under. And then over and under. And you could just push, notice how I just push with my index finger. Okay? Just like that. I'm gonna show you one more time from the beginning. So here's the string. Okay? This part of the string, away and around. Away and around. That's all I did. So now you have this. All right? And then this part of the string is going to go around and under. Or over, I mean, and under. Over and under, over and under. 3 times. All right? 1, 2, let me get center here, and 3. Okay? Now you're going to have about this much left over, this much string left over, about. Okay? And then all you're going to do is hold on to that amount of string, that excess string, and then you're going to pull with this hand. You're going to pull. Pull, pull. And then if you feel it's too much, yeah, that's too much. Then you can adjust and pull more. Let's see, push this in maybe. You know what, that's fine. Not a big deal. And then you tighten. Just like that. Okay? And that string isn't going to go anywhere. Now this excess, I used to just cut it with scissors or wire cutters, but I don't cut them anymore. What I do is, hopefully you can see, I line it up against the end of the bridge here. I guess this is technically the bridge, right? But I just call this whole thing the bridge. I line it up, and then when I wind my second string, I make sure that this goes inside right here. So the strings are holding on to the other strings. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if you have this excess, it's not a big deal. Okay, just don't have too much. You don't want it to go all the way, because then you have to keep making sure that it gets trapped underneath the other strings. Okay? All right, so now let me go ahead and show you how I wind up the string up on the near the tuning machines. Okay, so you should be able to see this. I certainly hope so anyways. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick the string through here, but I'm not going to wind yet. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come around. I'm going to come underneath it, or around it and underneath, and I'm going to pull, just like that. Okay. And I'm basically going to do that 2 more times. So now I do it again. Okay. And because it's the first string and it's fairly thin, I can do it a 3rd time. And this will prevent any sort of slipping of the string. All right. And you're in. I really hope you can see this. And all you do now is you wind. So now remember, my guitar is in between my legs, so it makes it easy for me to reach because I'm over here. My body's facing this direction. And it makes it really easy to wind. Now what I'm doing with my right hand here, I'm guiding the string with my index finger here, and then all 3 of these fingers are pulling the string up like this, right? They're all pulling, and then like this, and then my index finger's here to keep it. So I'm providing the tension as I'm winding, and then my index finger just guides, and then I wind, and I wind, and I wind, and I wind so that the string is being wound this direction on this side of the hole that's in the machine, just like that. Now the strings are gonna go out of tune regularly. When I have students who've never changed strings before, they think the string is broken, or like it doesn't work, or the string is defective, because they'll tune the string and then it goes out of tune very, very quickly. Well, that's because the string needs to stretch. So it's going to go out of tune regularly. So that's more or less in tune. You can also check with the 5th fret of the 2nd string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your E. And you'll hear it go out of tune. Check this out. It's going out of tune. I'll tune it up again. Here we go. See, that's in tune. It's going out of tune now. Because the string is new, it needs to stretch. Okay? Alright, so now I'm going to take off the 2nd string and I'm going to show you how I wrap the 1st string into the 2nd string. And that would be the thing, that would be the process. And then you just repeat it as many times as you need to. Well, I guess 6 times, right? Alright, so I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. And I'm going to show you now how to tuck in the 1st string within the 2nd string. So again, you can bend the string, makes it easier for you to slide the string through. Just like that. Okay, so all you're going to do is the same thing. Let me get center here. You're going to do the same thing, only the 1st string is going to be above the 2nd string, just like that. You see? The 2nd string is here. 1st string goes over it, just like that. So this way you don't have to tuck it. Now because of the length of the 1st string here, I'm going to have to do it with the 3rd string, because the 3rd string would be right here. Okay? And you would also do the same thing with the 2nd string. The 2nd string then would be tucked in with the 3rd string. Hopefully just the 3rd string, but it may have to also be tucked in with the 4th string. And you can do it all the way. And as you become more, as you get better at this, basically, you'll be able to you'll be able to eyeball it pretty well, and you'll only need the string to be tucked in with one other string. So let's fly here. So one more time. So there's the 1st string. Here's the 2nd string. Make sure the 2nd string is underneath it. The 1st string goes on top, just like that. Okay? And then you do the same thing. So away and around. Oops. Away and around. And then over and under. second string is going to be twice. 1, 2, actually I'll do it 3 times. And 3. Boom. Just like that. And look, here's the second string. You see how much shorter that is? That is going to be perfect for the length of just being, so that it only needs to be tucked in with the third string, because the third string will be right here. You see? All right. And so now you go ahead and wind up the second string in the same manner. All right, I'm back, and I'm going to be putting on the fourth string. Now, before we start, I do want to mention that these strings happen to have these ends where, let's see if I can bring it up close to you. Where's the camera here? Okay, so this is the normal string right here. But as you get to the end, you'll notice that the winding gets a little bit more sparse. It's not even close. It's not zooming in, huh? Oh, it's zooming in on my fingers. Well, just take my word for it. There's a portion at the end of these strings that is looser than the rest of the strings. There's one here and right there. See that? Where the winding is really weak. So I used to wind this on this end. I used to put this end of the string, I used to put this end of the string over here, okay? And then I was told by a guitar luthier that he had mentioned to me that that's pretty useless, just cut it off. So now what I do is I use the other side to place over here, and then the other end with that extra string that I was showing you where the winding isn't as tight, I just cut it off. He says it's useless. He had told me it was useless, and as a guitar luthier, I trust his judgment. So that's what I do now. So again, I'm going to show you. I bend the string just a hair, okay? That way it will allow me to access that hole very easily, okay? And then again, you're going to tuck in that third string. So you see the third string? I'm going to make sure that the fourth string is underneath it. So I'm going to pull that third string up. So now it is cradling on top of the fourth, or the fourth string is cradling it. I think that's how you say that word. All right. And then this time, you're going to do the same thing, but you only have to do it once. I'm going to show you. So away, around, away, around, okay, and then over and under, over and under, and there you go. Okay, so now you have this. So what you can do now is you're gonna turn this, flip this over like a pancake. So it's gonna flip over like this. Okay, you see that? Here it is. You flip it over, and then you get your thumb to push down on it, so it remains on that side. And then you pull, so I'm holding on to the end of the string with here, my thumb and my index, right here. I'm holding onto the string here with my thumb. Remember, I flipped it over, boom. And then with these fingers, I'm going to pull the string. And I'm going to make sure that this part of the string where they intersect remains on the edge. You don't want this to be here. That's really bad. See, that would be what you would do for these three strings, but it would only work if I were to continue to wrap this string around itself. But I'm only going to do it once. Stupid flies here still. So if it ever gets to this point where it slides down, just use your thumb and push it back like this. You see that? So here it is. You just push it back like that, and then you pull. And you keep that thumb there so that it remains on the edge. You see, just like that. And now it looks just like these. And that's not going to go anywhere at all. And then you basically do the same thing that you were doing, that I showed you how to do on the first string. I already did it with the second and the third string. And you just continue on that in that manner with the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth string. All right. All right. So I'm all done here, and I'm gonna turn. You know what? Here, I'm gonna turn the guitar upside down just a little bit. so that you can see how the strings are being tucked in to themselves. At the end, the sixth string, I didn't actually cut this. I gauged it just enough so that it ended up flush with the end here. If it's too long, it's okay. In that case, you would have to cut it. But in this way, I didn't have to cut anything at all. Nothing was cut whatsoever, okay? And then at the end on this side, you'll notice how, let's see if I could, how these are very neatly wound. Okay, they're not all over the place. You see here, here. Now the sixth string, what I had to do with the sixth string, let's see if I could try this. On that sixth string, the sixth string wouldn't fit through the hole twice. So what I did was I just made sure that as I wound the string, it eventually started to grip push the sixth string into the machine, I guess you could say, just to hold it in place. Hopefully I'm making any kind of sense here, but I'm just keeping that string from slipping off, okay? And then you have all this excess. Let me see. You have all this excess, and you would just cut it with your scissors or your wire cutter. So here we have a brand new set of strings. I didn't have to cut anything on this end as I showed you in the close-ups, and then I just have to cut these. But your guitar is going to be out of tune. So it's a really good idea that when you tune a little bit higher than the note, than the pitch that it has to be. So this has to be an E. So here's E. Thereabouts. So this is E. So what I would do is I would give it about anywhere from 3 to 5 turns. 1, 2, I'll do 5. I'll do 5. 4, 5. And that's it. And I'll just kind of let it sit. I'll tune the 5th string. So there's your A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I do that with all of the strings. Oh, this one's already really tight. Okay, there's D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I cut, and I just, every single time I play the guitar, I'll stretch the strings out just a little bit. Here's what I would do. I very gently, I just kind of pull on the string just a little bit across all the string, not just in one spot, but I go up here, I pull. This just helps speed up the process because your strings are going to stretch. They're going to go out of tune. I do the 3rd string just a little bit, 2nd string just a little bit, and the 1st string just a little bit. And then I tune again. So clearly I'm out of tune, but I would tune and then I would play and then so on and so forth. You're going to have to tune very, very often when you change strings. If this is your first time ever changing strings and using this as a guide, just be aware that if your string goes out of tune, it's not because it's a defective string. It's got to stretch. So you got to keep tuning it. But there you have it. Okay. So hopefully that was helpful, and hopefully the close-ups were good enough. I haven't even checked the videos yet, but hopefully it turned out okay. All right, and I'll see you tomorrow for some more lessons. All right, take care.